Hello and welcome to this video where we look again on this channel, not my main channel, but this anti-war channel where we talk about beer, wine, liquor, and anti-war ideas. Budweiser, Copper Lager, Jim Beam, introduced in 2018. 6.2% alcohol, 196 calories, not a diet product. Okay. Thick beige head, I guess you'd call it. Something like that. And copper appearance, bubbly in this Anheuser-Busch etched glass. Now looking over at their website, they're saying a limited edition collaboration, Budweiser and Jim Beam, that's Beam Suntory, Budweiser being Anheuser-Busch InBev, are joining forces for a limited edition collaboration. The Budweiser Reserve Copper Lager is a rich lager aged on Jim Beam bourbon barrel staves with hints of vanilla and caramel rye, followed by a deliciously smooth finish. Here's some corned beef, warmer. I have some Louisiana, some Trappy's original Louisiana hot sauce on it. I'm aging it on soy sauce. Yamasa soy sauce. Let's see something. Tap into your beer. American icons. Budweiser brewmasters and Jim Beam's master distillers have created this brew in honor of the 85th anniversary of the repeal of Prohibition on December 5th, 1933. It's a partnership over a century in the making. Okay. There's a photo of the six-pack with the stubby bottles. Then there's some drops going into the beer. Beer flowing like a waterfall. A photo of the beer. Tap into your beer says, I got to go walking twice more today, Budweiser Copper. It's made with water, barley malt, rice, rye malt, vanilla beans, and hops. So you're using high quality ingredients, not hop extract or barley malt extract or brewer syrup. You can use all that and the beer might be fine, but they're going high quality ingredients with this one. Nice. The aroma is trying to see something. I guess it's only going to be sold in bottles, but cans might show up of this stuff. Cans of this stuff might show up, you know. The aroma is a little bit pungent, but there's not a whole lot of aroma in this. And I talked about that in the videos I made. It's not too aromatic. It's flavorful, but it's not too aromatic, okay? Label out. You pick up some toasted malts, maybe some vanilla. And the flavor, some toasted malts, maybe some vanilla, maybe some Jim Beam barrel staves, but you don't really pick up a whole lot of that. It's just kind of like a round flavor, just some slightly stronger than normal lager beer. You get some undertaste of the sweetness, vanilla, roasted malts. Medium body, and it's a crisp, clean finish. Somebody at work told me yesterday, he said, hey, I tried that Budweiser Copper Lager. I said, what'd you think? He said it was awesome, delicious. That was his opinion. Hold on a second. And Billy's not somebody that's going to sit there and research beer like me. He might, you know, I'll drip some of that soy sauce on my shirt. I don't think that's something you really want dripped all over you. But him and the other younger guys at work, they'll try stuff, you know. They'll try different things and they'll tell me what they think. They'll ask me what do I think they should try, and I always tell them the same thing. I can't say what you should try. I say just try whatever you want, you know. I mean, if you don't like it, then just don't buy it again. They kind of go along with that philosophy. Like yesterday, and this was a good little snack here. I'm probably gonna have a real late lunch. I feel like I'm starving by lunchtime. Now the taste is starting to develop as it warms a little bit. You wouldn't want this to warm too much. I don't believe it's designed for that. And like Jeremiah, he'll try stuff. Like yesterday, he was thinking about buying sour beers. He was asking me, what about this sour beer? He likes sour stuff, like sour candies. I said, you like that, huh? Yeah. Now, that's not really for me. I don't care much for sour beers, but people have different tastes, right? Now, I would maybe like to go today on a little drive and do some beer shopping. See what Rouse's has. See what Martin Wine Cellar has. So that would be interesting to check out. Yeah, it's a pleasant experience. I think it was made for mass market, so it's not going to have real harsh, strong, or elaborate flavors. They don't want to chase too many people off. They're not going to attract the deep speculative beer drinkers anyway, because it's Anheuser-Busch, and a lot of them are not going to give it a chance just by virtue of who makes it. And then since it's a mass-produced bourbon company, Jim Beam is not, it's like the ultimate corporate item, right? Would I be willing to give it another go, another 6-pack? Yes, I would, especially since Walmart has it $7.42 a 6-pack. But I do believe I will wait a while. I want to get some Modelo Negra and some other items coming up here. There's some more Negra Modelo and then some, just this and that stuff. So I would like to get that Scotch. You know, it's not barrel aged. It's the Innocent Gun. It's kind of like this beer. It's aged with Scotch staves, Glenlivet or something like that. I don't remember. And people say, oh, Innocent Gun, that's just a gimmick company. Well, yeah, I guess maybe, but their stuff is pretty nice. It's kind of mellow, and if I buy a single bottle for $2.49 and I try it and it's enjoyable, I don't see any detriment or downside to that. I don't know what the big thing is. Like everything has to be exploding plastic inevitable. Just drink, I don't get all that. You try it, most beers are good. You can find bad ones, but I think it's harder to find bad ones than good ones. To me, this one's good. I've got a fridge full of good stuff. I don't know what else to say about it. I mean, I like it. I liked most of the stuff they put out the last 10 years. I did like the Copper Lager, the Busch Copper Lager. I like the Budweiser Black Crown. I thought it would fail, though, and it did because of certain reasons. Same thing with Copper Lager. Friar Tuck. Oh, yay. Hey, Fire Talk. You want to join me? I'm about to wrap it up, I guess. So maybe me in the last 8 years, maybe I have the wrong perspective about beer and I'm missing something, because some people will tell me, well, 10,000 people reviewed that on Untapped and they only gave it a 3.5 and you're saying it's a 4.0. And, you apparently have no taste facility, and you have some axe to grind and you have a secret agenda. But none of that's true. I just drank them and tell you what I think. And then people are telling me, well, in 2014 on this date, you reviewed this beer and you said this. And I'm thinking to myself, that's not a sign of mental health if you know more about my channel than me. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you waiting outside of my house at 2 in the morning and seeing what I'm doing because you're insane? That you get these, well, the internet attracts those kind of crackpots. You know what I mean? It's the whole thing with Facebook, which I don't really like too much, where Friar Tuck, I would, but I still can't find this. Oh man, heck. Like social media, like Facebook, I'll give you an example. I have 762 friends. Oh, I did have 763. Somebody dropped off. Who is this? I don't know. Okay, but let's think about this, friends. 762 friends. I don't know who these people are. I know a core of them. Like, let's say 50 of them, I know them personally, and I talk to them regularly. You know what I mean? Family and friends that I really actually know. Then there's probably 200 that I kind of knew in high school, maybe in passing. Acquaintances more than friends. Like some of them will friend me on Facebook. Hey, man, how you been doing? And it's fine, but I'm thinking to myself, I didn't really know you too well in high school. We never really hung out. And we weren't friends, so I don't know you too well. And I haven't seen these people since 1986. I'm thinking, well, you weren't too. I'm not really interested to find out what they're doing now. And then there's the other 500 people. I don't know them at all. Some of them said, can I be your friend because I watch you on Facebook? I mean, on YouTube with your beer reviews. And I'll say, yeah, And they can look at my little car photos and my rock and roll album photos and comic books, which is interesting to me. You may not find it interesting. And my little off and on occasional political posts. Fine. But why they would want to know what I'm doing, that's all I post. Like, oh, and I went to this restaurant. Oh, well. Would you flip through the phone book? Let's say, to me, I was thinking about this. It's like flipping through the phone book and randomly picking people and then following what they do in their lives. Who would do that? Nobody would do that, right? So I went through this whole list of people one day. And I said to myself, do I know these people? If the answer was no, I'm not following them. I think it's nice that they had a baby shower. I don't know them, and I'm not interested in it. And I don't know why they would be interested in me cutting grass or whatever. All right. So then the next question was, well, if I don't really know them, but we've done beer reviews and stuff together, well, yeah, because we've done hangouts, so I'll follow them. And if they went to see Alice in Wonderland, I'll give it a like just to be nice. Now, but if the answer is no, I'm not following them. I'm not going to, I see people, I look around, I go to baseball games or football games, I look around. Nobody's watching the game. They're all on their phone. It goes on for hours, all day long. I say, why do they want to see? And they say, oh, well, there's Instagram. Oh, boy. Now I can look at more photos of people's daily lives, which I have no interest in. So they're going through it. I say, no, 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 I'm not doing this. So I don't. So that's why if you're my friend on Facebook and then you notice in the next 3 years I don't like a birthday party you went to, it's because I don't know you. I'm not opposed to you. I'm not hostile toward you. But I have no interest in it. And I don't know why you would have interest in me going to a restaurant or posting a picture of a Chevrolet car. Although that, Nancy, but that's a common interest. So see, that makes sense because you're interested in cars and I'm interested in cars. So then there would be a connection point. That would make sense. And then I told Paul last night, I said, I like the groups like Alcohol Legs and Rock and Roll Club, because then that's people that have a common interest. So you can say, oh yeah, I also like the album Live, Rainbow Live. And we talk about that. But we don't even have to be friends because we're not friends. We're just in a common group, you see? So that's the whole thing about that. It's like beer. Now people watch my videos and I watch their videos. Why is that? Because I know these people real well and we hang out. No, it's because we have a common interest, beer, wine, and liquor, like Dave Gamlin or Friar Tuck. I don't know Friar Tuck. He doesn't know me. I'm not going to his house. But we interact because we have a common interest, you see. If my cousin gets married and I go to the wedding, he doesn't need to say, oh, that's a beautiful wedding. And if he plays air hockey at a bar in New England, I don't need to say, oh, I played air hockey once. No, that's stupid. Why are we doing this? Because we have a common interest. Budweiser, copper lager, get it? And another thing, and then we'll finish, is the people then some people you don't want them to be your friend because then they want to engage you in conversation. And that's, you get these problem people and they say, oh, how you doing? And now remember, these are people we don't know. I'm fine. What's up, bud? And you tell them, well, I'm getting ready for work. Oh, well, anyway, if you could name the top 5 beers that you'd love to drink, and it's like, oh no, I don't have time for this. Okay. I'm a single male and I'm a single white male, but I'm not a single white video playing male, sitting around at home all day playing video games and want to ask people and text back and forth with people for 6 straight hours. I don't do that. Okay. And you've been up all night it's 3 in the morning and you drank 12 natty daddies and you high on psychotropic antidepressants and you want to talk about you angry about those people. I'm like, I don't want to entertain that. Okay. I'm not interested. I don't care about that. Okay. I don't know who you are. All right. So you say, oh, this is going crazy, this video. No, but I mean, it's the kind of stuff that you run across. All right. Craziness, But to get back to the center point, although I think the other points were valid, it's just a perspective issue. People don't have a perspective issue. Budweiser Copper Lager is a fine product. And I think they did a good job with it. And I would buy it again. And I intend to buy it again. And I'm curious to see what they come out with next. And you could say, oh, you're just saying that because it's out now. No, wrong. Years ago, I said this. And I know there's something somewhere on the internet still existing, you see. Years ago, I said they ought to make a barrel-aged Budweiser. Because all this barrel-aged stuff was coming out. And I said they ought to make a barrel-aged Budweiser. And people say, what? I say, well, why not? Well, they didn't barrel age it. They did like Innocent Gun. They crushed, they chopped the barrels up and aged it in the beer to give it a slight, and I mean slight bourbon flavor. If you're into bourbon and you want a rich bourbon flavor, well, go drink Jim Beam because this ain't going to have it. Budweiser Copper Lager does not taste like bourbon. It tastes like beer, and more beer. And it's a good beer, and I like it, and I would recommend it. Now, on the other channel, my main channel, I am intending to do, I was looking at that in the kitchen this morning. I said, this is unbelievable, all these blended American whiskeys. I said, oh, this is going to be like an exploration of blandness, but I'm going to do it anyway because I had the T.W. Samuels. Well, there's a history behind that. Okay, I know we can laugh. It's a blended whiskey. Okay, all right, I'll go along with that. But what you have to understand is that this is a real man. T.W. Samuels was a real person, and he was sort of a whiskey pioneer in the mid 1800s. And he started a whiskey company, and it's been in business since 1844. That's when the copyright was acquired, the trademark, I mean, for the whiskey was acquired. I mean, oh yeah, of course they got bought out, but his descendants started Maker's Mark, and I think Four Roses also. I can't remember, but Maker's Mark, one of these famous whiskeys, T.W. Samuels. It's like a famous Kentucky person, okay? Now, would I like to find the T.W. Samuels straight Kentucky bourbon? Yes. What about the bottled in bond, 100 proof? Yes. Can I get those? No. So did I buy the T.W. Samuels blended bourbon? 20% bourbon and 80% grain whiskey, grain neutral spirits? Yes. Was it better than I thought it would be? Yes. Am I curious to see how it will go up against all these other ones I have? Yes. Do I expect to be very impressed and in adulation of it? No, I do not. But I'm not a fool. I'm not going to pay $8.99 for a bottle of whiskey and think it's going to be so gourmet. And anyway, who thinks that? No one thinks that. Okay. I still haven't seen it in New Hampshire. I can't wait to try it, says Craig. The Jim Beam Budweiser. Budweiser Reserve Copper Lager Jim Beam. I don't even know what the name of it is. It's got like a multiplex name. All right, so I drank it. The bottle is gone. Well, there is a little bit more in there. Look, I even heard it went. Psh. Can you imagine it? It made a hiss with that little bit of liquid. That was that much carbonation in that little bit of liquid. And that 1 ounce. That was impressive. What do I plan to drink the rest of today? Well, my quota is 3 more beers today, and I think it'll probably just be natural light. Yeah, right. Natural ice. And then I gotta get the Modelo Negra. And my friend David, if his leg heals, he's sick, but if he heals up, we got all kind of little projects to work on. But I guess your health and trying to stay alive is more important than drinking beer. I'm pretty sure that's true. Oh man, you just never know what's gonna happen. All right, anyway. So we have another winner on our hands. A winner. And look, 3 winners in a row. 1, 2, 3. Man, these guys they're getting it going, man. They are getting it going. Anyway, that's it. I need to make some more political videos. I talked to James P. Madonna. I said, let's do an anti-war video. I actually wanted to do it on this channel. But he said, he wanted to do it on his channel. I said, oh, well, I didn't want to be rude. I said, okay, we'll do it on your channel. But I actually really wanted to do it on this one, but that's okay. He wants to call it war. What is it good for? We're going to do that Tuesday, I think. Friar Tuck's are heading to Ellington, Connecticut. Maybe get some time to do a beer hunt. Yeah, anytime I go on a road trip, I'm always like searching for beer. And this last road trip to Florida was quasi-productive. It didn't turn out as good as I thought, unfortunately. But the one to Georgia was a little more productive. Something's telling me if I go to Texas, I'm going to find like a bountiful amount of beers I can't get over here. Yeah, something's telling me that. And I think that whatever's telling me that is correct. All right, thanks for watching this rant and rave sort of thing. But I think it's good to rant and rave about social media, because I think social media is insidious in many ways. And it was created that way as like a psychological project, if you want to use a conspiratorial idea behind it. And I think there's some credibility in that. There's good things about it, meeting people, talking. There's very insidious things. But the Budweiser Copper Lager, recommended. Oh, did I mention that I recommend it?